Well, this has been a little while since I've done this, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Gladly no one's here. Oh, I don't want that. Jesus. Alright. What's going on, man? I'm struggling. How do you make this? How do you make it go landscape? What the hell is this? Ah, God. I've tried doing it beforehand. I don't know what this is. Well, YouTube is very clunky, isn't it? I mean, should I just find it like this? Let's find it like this. Let's go. How's everyone doing? So yeah, 2000, man. Big 2000. Thank you. It's insane, man. I frankly can't believe it that it's 2000. But in good old-fashioned normal life, doesn't really care about arbitrary things like this. So last night I did a night shift, and I'm pretty exhausted right now. Ideally, it would have been great if I could have a couple of rest days before doing this, so I can, you know, do something interesting in the gym here. I don't know. I feel real tired. And I thought, how do I mark this occasion with something other than the normal spiel? And I don't know, I'm exhausted. I don't have any time, like I'm in the middle of shits and freaking exhausted. I've slept for like 4 hours. So I've just come out here, warmed up a little bit. I feel pretty good, like, you know, muscle-wise. And I'm gonna bench, you know, and then do some deadlifts and squats like I usually do. I'll show you guys the whole workout. I've already warmed up or woken up. I use that as a freaking wake up. But I'm here, and that's what this whole channel is about anyway. It's about not having the most optimal situation. You know, it is what it is. And even last night we had a patient, difficult patient in the mental health section of the emergency department that became very, very violent. 4 or 5 of us were involved in the altercation. Went to floor, blood's drawn. You know, the guys started swinging. You know, he was very mentally unwell and he wanted to take our heads off. And so, in the middle of the scuffle, we're rolling out on the ground. The guy got cut. A few of the fellas got punched in the face. And I'm rolling around the ground with this guy. He's a pretty big dude, and obviously on, you know, meth, like it is. I feel like everyone that comes into emergency with problems and very angry is on meth in Australia. And as I'm kind of rolling around, we kind of got him secured and whatever, and we're huffing and puffing, and we're on top of this guy. I thought to myself, it wouldn't be interesting if I got injured the day before the day 2000 in some arbitrary, you know, patient room with some guy taking my freaking head off or something like that. That crossed my mind as well. But I'm here. I'm here, and I think that's the whole point of this channel and this journey, is that we can talk about the intricacies of training, and we can talk about all of the stuff that's involved in getting better and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we're very lucky that we're here every single day. You know, I get reminded by that almost every day at work. Things can go wrong without even you doing anything wrong. People just have bad luck in life, and things happen. And so every time I come in here to train, you know, it's almost like a celebration. I feel so happy that I'm able to, you know, train another freaking day. So for me, it's much more than what I thought it was going to be when I first started training and squatting every day and documenting this journey. It's become a bit of a celebration of I've been very, very lucky that I've been able to do this for 5.5 years. 5.5 years is a long freaking time. My life has changed a lot in 5.5 years' time. My daughter was barely 1 year old, 5.5 years ago. I mean, that's frankly a lot of time ago, man. And since then we moved house, we built our family. I've got a 9-year-old son, a 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old daughter. It's obviously just 6-year-old daughter, and got a third kid. 5.5 years is a long time. I'm just trying to all this stuff is flashing in my mind now. Time flies, and regardless of what you do, time flies. Whether you sit on your ass do nothing or you try to do something to the best of your abilities. Things happen, things move, and you might not know exactly where to go in life or what to do in training, what the next move in life is. But the most important thing is that you go. Don't stop. Don't just stop and vegetate. You need to do things in life. And for me, it's always been like that. Come in here, do something, feel like you're moving. And all this wonderful research has come out. Obviously I'm in the science field, in the nursing game. I'm surrounded by doctors and lots of bright minds, and everyone who is evidence-based. So research is coming out. I'm constantly hearing about all this research that's coming out all around the world. And some of the most fascinating research that's come out in the last few years showing that muscles release good hormones. Literally, it's a pharmacy. So your movement produces happiness. I've known this for a long time. Movement produces healing. And there's research now to come out that actually there's measurable things that come out of your muscle when you move. And I heard somebody say something really brilliant. They said, depression doesn't like a moving target. I thought that was brilliant. I've never suffered from depression, but I've dealt with a lot of people that have suffered from depression. And I just thought that was really, really cool to summarize it that way. It's really, really cool that depression doesn't like a moving target. So if you're continuously moving, guess what's going to happen, man? You cannot get depressed. Like that depression, let's call that monster. The depression monster wants you to sit still and stop moving. And so your muscles don't fight back this thing. And so then it gets you. It jumps on top of you, and then you're screwed. And so mentally, we're better off if we move. Physically, I've felt this for a very, very long time. I feel better when I move. Everything feels better. And recently I've discovered that moving more often, like as in more repetitions, lighter weight, is even better. So stay away from the heavy stuff, do the light stuff and just do more, right? So I've gone from, doing 10, 15, 20 reps per session. I'm bloody doing now hundreds of repetitions. If you think about it, I'm about to do, we're talking a lot now, but I'm going to show you guys the whole workout. I'm going to do 100 repetitions on bench with 100 kilos, 5 sets of 20. That's a lot of movement. Think about what's happening with the muscles. That's releasing a lot of that chemistry that I'm talking about. And so it doesn't like a moving target. And so keep moving. Feel good physically, feel good mentally. And now all of this research is coming out. And so, of course, we can get into the weeds of it. And I definitely want to get into the weeds of, what's going on, what's best. Is it the West Side method? Is it another Russian? Is it the West Side method? Like, which method is best? But at the end of the day, we can all agree that doing this is the best way. So that's kind of like the baseline of the whole situation, of the whole discussion. We're best mates, just simply because we're doing this. You're listening to me talk right now, and we're talking. We're already best mates. Now we can have some differences, in game plan. Maybe you like a big man under the ring and you throw it down low for the big man to start, and then you kick it out and you shoot threes. Or maybe you like a Steph Curry type of setup where we're outside first, and then the lanes open up and the big guy gets open. That's cool. We're still basketball fans. We're still, in the game. And so I think a lot of us, obviously rightly so, we're passionate about what we care about the most. And so we're like, Ivan, you're doing this wrong. Or, dude, there's research to say this, and there's research, you know, and I hear myself, and I've definitely, you know, flipped and switched over the years, many times over, about what I'm going to go. But the point is, I still stand in the game, and I still love it. And the research seems to come out. In fact, the other day, you know, another doctor reminded me of work. He's like, Ivan, man, there's all this wonderful research coming out, you know, talking about health predictors. So really good research also to show that people that have more quadricep hypertrophy have a greater longevity in life. So a really good predictor whether you're going to live, you know, into your late years is simply by measuring how big your quads are. And the reason for that is multiple factorial thing, right? The first thing is, if you have big quads, that means you're moving. Nobody can get big quads being sedentary, right? So straight away we know, okay, so this guy's got pretty juicy quads. He's 75 years old. That means he's moving out a lot. Straight away, okay, so if he's moving a lot, that means, and he's moving really well because there's hypertrophy there, that means his diet's on point, his sleep's on point. Things need to happen for you to be big in the quads. And why isn't it biceps or shoulders or lats? It's because you don't walk around with lats. Obviously, if you have big lats, that's very, very good. But people that have really big quads mean they're moving. And movement is medicine. I've said this many times over. And now there's research to back this up. You know, your muscles release good stuff. Your mind is bulletproof when you're moving. Depression doesn't like a moving target. You're going to live longer if you have big quads. And so it's really ironic how all this has kind of turned out in my favor. I'm squatting every day because it was so freaking difficult for me to squat. The thing is not built for me. I'm not built for the squat. And so I thought, man, I'm going to try to do this every single day to try and work this shit out. Because 1 a week session, I just can't wrap my freaking head around what the hell is going on. So let me try and have a bit more frequency to try and work out. Maybe the ankles will let go. Maybe my hips will let go and I'll go into these better positions. And so, you know, from something as naive as I want to be like the Bulgarian boys, to now on the other side of this 5.5 years, I've kind of discovered this multifactorial, you know, paradigm, reasoning why this is so amazing. And I haven't even got into this, the mental side of it, you know, like, it is freaking cool to have something on your schedule every single day to structure your life around. The discipline, rain, hail, or shine, you know, I'm here, I'm doing this. My whole community around me, like obviously you guys, but like my wife, my kids, my parents, my brother, my close friends, everyone's like, dude, have you trained today? Dude, have you when are you training today? When can I, you know, fit into your schedule? What can we do this? Have you trained today? I love that. So like my whole friend group around me is keeping me accountable. Ivan, you squat every day. Everyone knows that. People at work, they're like, Ivan, you finished your shift, man. Have you? Are you going to train right away after the night shift, or are you going to get up and then train? And so, like wherever I go, like one of the points of conversation is, dude, when are you training? What did you do today? And I love that. Like that's literally my identity now for a lot of people around me, and it's a point of conversation. And the most beautiful thing is, I actually love to talk about this stuff. I absolutely love it. You know, there was a fellow last night. You know, Russ. You're probably not watching. Ross is very open about his PED use. He's into bodybuilding. When we started talking about, like he said, he went on a 20-week trend cycle. I've never met anybody in my life that's done trend. He's very open about it, talks about it in the corridor, so I'm not, you know, unveiling anything here. But, you know, Russ was like, yeah, I did it 20 weeks. The side effects were horrific. Cough, the trend cough, the paranoia. Like I was just losing my mind for a large part of it. It was like really, really unsettling for me. But because he was like, because I'm a pretty chilled out individual usually, you know, I was able to go through with it. I'm sitting here talking to a guy that is completely different part of the fitness community. I would never touch this stuff. Like, you know, seconds before that, I was looking after somebody that had cardiac failure, heart failure. So how can I go, you know, talking about cardiac markers and cardiac function to then inject training. So like that's not for me. However, Russ and I always come back to the weights. You know, he's telling me he's doing 55 kilo dumbbells on the incline. Wow, that's amazing. He's telling me he's getting strong here and there. And so I have a a very well-known common thread with a lot of people, and that's really cool to me. I don't know, like, so the 5.5 years seems like it's a lot, but it's not me by myself. There's like a community around me now. I converse with you guys a lot about this stuff. I go to work, I talk about it a lot with people at work. My brother talks to me about it a lot. My two best friends, you know, we always talk about it. You know, we're always, you know, they're the cameraman, right? Like, they always come in here and then we chat, you know, chop it up. So it's become this much bigger thing than, hey everyone, my name is Ivan, I've got the best training method, here's my program, buy it. I've worked it all out. It's not that. It's never going to be that. I never said this was something that is revolutionary. I haven't come up with this, I haven't done anything amazing with this. This is just me experimenting. And you know, I was talking to one of the fellows yesterday, and I said to him, I think I'm at this point more interested in experimenting than the actual lifting. And I'm nuts about the lifting. You know, I really have to do a set now. I don't want to get cold since I'm warmed up, but I just want to explain how hooked on I am on this experimenting. I love the lifting part, but the experimenting now has become like so fun. I'm running a freaking science experiment as we go along continuously. And that's pretty amazing, absolutely amazing. Fellas, I know I've talked for the first freaking 16 minutes non-stop. I thought it was a good idea to open up like this. And so when people click on the video after the fact, I'm going to miss a lot of people, obviously. This video is going to be a very long video, probably 2 hours pushing. Let me do a set and then we'll start chopping it up with you guys, and I'll, you know, see what's happening with you guys and talk about lifting and life and all that stuff. So let me put you guys somewhere here, hopefully. So this is 100 kilos. I've already warmed up. Let me try and get a bloody set here, eh? Oh. Oh my God, already bloody cooled down, look at that. That's number one, set done. Oh man, there's a whole stack of you here, isn't there? Thank you guys, man, there's so much congratulations, everyone. Really appreciate all the love, you know, nowhere near reading all this stuff. But I noticed a few of the fellas have given me gifts already, so B. Appreciate it. Oh, I don't know how to do this anymore. Love heart that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the gift. Demoni DG. Thank you so much, dude. It means a lot to have the support, honestly. The community has been unbelievable. I know there's a lot of channels out there, and I'm sure a lot of people have really good people around. But I truly feel like I have good people around, and it's amazing to see the support. Amazing. Lars says, congrats Ivan, I love your philosophy and watching it. Lars, I love it. I love having you around. I love having like-minded people around. And that's what this is about. We're all on a journey in life, man. We all have our own timelines, and you just get on with yours. And I just thought about another freaking saying. I'm probably going to butcher this, but there was a guy talking about, I thought this was really interesting. He's like, never be jealous of somebody's success. He might become a CEO at 30. Never be jealous of that, never be envious. Because you don't know the path he's on. Maybe he's on a very accelerated path. We've all met people who succeed very, very quickly. they then have a really short life. What if that CEO dies at 50? What if you really knew the whole journey that he was on? You might not be all that envious about him anymore. Stick to your path, stick to your line, stick to your fate. What if you become a CEO at 60 and you live to 100? What's better? CEO at 60, live to 100, or CEO at 30, die at 50? I don't know whether people have this intuition about their own life and they're like Kobe Bryant. I thought about him a lot recently. The man died in his 40s. Was he 40? I think it was, 40s. And there's a lot of stories about him training 5 times a day, sleeping only 4 or 5 hours a night. He passes away at 40 odd. Maybe deep down in his soul, he knew he had a different timeline. Maybe deep down in his soul, he knew he doesn't have a lot of time to work with, and so he was accelerating everything. These are all obviously deep questions and whatever. The point is, stick to your path, stick to your timeline. You never know what's going on. And we're all on our own journeys. You know, I put the work in every day here, and I just wait for my turn for the next PR. That's it. Like, there is a 16-year-old boy out there benching out more than me, doing loads and loads of drugs. He might not be around when he's 40. Am I supposed to be envious of that? He might not see his kids grow up. Am I supposed to be envious of that? Absolutely not. And so it is often, you know, it often tricks us to think about, oh my God, that guy's got a Ferrari, he's got it so good. You don't know what people are walking in, what sort of shoes. And so we're all on our journeys, and we all come here to kind of talk about lifting and whatnot. And I think that's really, really cool. And it doesn't really matter whereabouts in the journey you are. Amit, thank you so much for the support. Somebody's message didn't come through all that well. Homer, what's going on, dude? Homer's here all the time. Thank you, Homer. I'm missing a lot of comments here. So many familiar names. All of you fellas, man. Christopher C. Like, some of you guys have been around for freaking years, man. Absolutely years. And that is amazing to see. You know, and you know, we've grown in the last 5 years. You know, we're different people to what we were back in the day. It's frankly really, really cool to see the same people. And I'm sure some of you guys have. I remember one guy messaged me, and he was like, "Dude, I started watching you in high school, and you were like day 400, 500. I've now finished university and I've started a job, and my missus is pregnant." all in the time span that you've been squatting every day. Like, life goes on, life moves on, and to me, I feel like we've all kind of grown. That's insane to me. You know, the squat every day is like this little timeline on the side, but really, everyone is living their life and whatever. And I think that's really cool. Like, we can all coexist in this lifting community while life, the main quest. The main quest of life continues to go on. You know, this is a very much a side quest. Whether we like it or not, this is very much a side quest. You know, for most of us, the vast majority, this is not feeding us. This is not making us into a family. This is not the whole center of it, even though we all love it. Even though we all love it. Gort. Oh man, that's so cool. I'm still at it, man. I don't know. I might have really caught the iron bug. You could safely probably say that, you know, I love it. After a night shift, 4 hours of sleep, I'm out here. And obviously, like, over the years, I think I proved to myself that I love this shit, dude. I really love it. I'm gonna pop you right here, mate. Look at that, beautiful. I'm gonna try and wrap it out a little bit. Alright, set number 2, let's get it. Oh, man. It's amazing how much bench press can puff you out. Sets to 20, lock your back in, lock your glutes, pump the chest. Amazing. Sad. I don't know what to call you. Sad or seaweed. Look at you. Look at your face on there. Beautiful, mate. Bloody beautiful. Oh, man. Thank you, dude. Silver 2000 just came around that quick, man. Garage training. Hey, mate, how are you? Lucas. Incredible dedication. I know, dude. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened, man. I fucked around and 5.5 years came around. You know what they say, fuck around and find out. Dude, I never wanted this. I never dreamt of this. I just love training. And somehow, bloody 5.5 years happened. How much cardio do I do? In the last few months, a lot. This is cardio, dude. I do a set and I'm huffing and puffing for 5 minutes. I do 5 lots of those sets and I'm huffing and puffing for 25 minutes. So, then I go over and do some deadlifts, sets of 30. Then I'm huffing and puffing for another 5 minutes. Then after that I go do some safety squats. And I puff for another 5 minutes. So I basically huff and puff for like 35 minutes every day. So I don't do any traditional cardio in the sense of taking my dog for a walk or putting a headband on and running on the beach. I don't know why I said that. I don't do any traditional cardio. In my teens, I did all cardio. Played basketball. Scrawny little kid, no muscle mass. Early 20s, scrawny, no muscle mass. And then I thought, you know what, I need some muscle mass. Since then, I've been on this journey to get some muscle mass. Now I'm 105 kilos. And yeah, now I'm huffing and puffing with the iron and not with the headband. Kobe, how much drink do I? How much milk? I don't do. I don't know. Maybe every day. It wouldn't be every day. Not at all. Whew. So that's 2 sets already. Feeling pretty good. This is like the 3rd day in a row of doing 5 sets of 20. I thought about today maybe going for a PR. But it's not. After 4 hours of sleep, it's not the way to go. How much water do you drink? That's right, how much water do I drink? More than milk, I can guarantee you that. Do I still have the Evo? Yeah, the Evo is here. 5 years on, still here, the Evo's kicking it. Still functioning, still working. Evo's seen the whole journey, I mentioned that. He's been staring at me every day. for 5 years. There's always a garage, and he's always parked in front of the garage, and he's always looking through those shitty sun-damaged headlights. He's got those cataracts over his eyes. Maybe he can't even see me anymore. I don't know. I know certainly when I turn the lights on at night, I can't see anything out of those headlights. But he's around. He's an old fella, but he's around. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it, dude. How much food do I eat? I wish I knew. A lot. Yeah, the Evo's still around. I leave the garage closed nowadays because I don't like wind. There seems to be a draft. Ever since we renovated the garage, it's like a freaking wind tunnel, man. So I'm sitting here, I crack a sweat, and then I cool down within 2 seconds when you're getting blasted by the jet of the wind. That's not a cool feeling to have joints that are just constantly cold. So, not the greatest. Benny, I am 185 centimeters, 184, 85, something like that. In shoes, I'm like 188, imagine that. Imagine if that was my real height. And I'm 105 kilos now, man. Yeah. That's it, AID knows all about it. Thank you, Uni. Appreciate it. Garage, man, I've never competed. Maybe one day, but to me it's like, I've said this many times. I don't get the idea of competing. I know people have explained it to me, and that's perfectly fine that people do. I understand. But like, I'd rather just train. The competing thing is weird, right? Because I know how strong I am right now. I'm gonna go over there, waste the entire day waiting around for this event to show myself what I already know. It's not like a basketball game or a soccer game that on any given day you might beat Barcelona, right? Crazy stuff, but it's possible, right? The ball goes wrong way, you header it in, rainy day at Stoke, right? If I get Barcelona, you can muscle Messi around and freaking head that shit in and you win. Park the bus straight after, there's a chance. Very low chance. There is no chance of me squatting 300. Guarantee that. So the whole idea of going to a meet just seems like a waste of time to me. Like I'm not that attracted to it. If I was elite and I'm benching 200, squatting 280, deadlifting 320, whatever, and I can go and put my name down as the Adelaide champion in powerlifting, I can go to nationals and then internationals, makes a lot of sense. But as a rookie muffin with mediocre numbers, I just don't get it. Seems like a bit of a waste of time to me. I love the training, don't get me wrong, love the training. Maybe one day if I get really good, I'll do it, but other than that. Hugo, thank you so much, man. Brian, 2000, unbelievable, isn't it? Thank you for being around, man. Family's great, everyone's doing well. Thank you for asking. It's everyone's doing really well. Very happy. Gilbert, Ivan is way too chins for 5x5 good. Yes. I'm not gonna say no. Absolutely. It's all good, dude. Kobe, no point competing with sumo pullers. I love it. You know what my favorite thing about sumo deadlifters is that I feel like it's like watching the Oklahoma City, right? Everyone is hating on SGA. Everyone hates on sumo pullers. It's just universal truth. When you see a flopper in basketball, straight away, millions of fans hug each other, drink beer, yeah, look at that guy, what a flopper. Anytime somebody sees a sumo deadlifter, it's like, hey, this guy's crap, why is this cheating? I love it. It's like straight away, straight to the point. Tony. Oh, Tony, you're a legend. Thank you so much, man. I love you too. Benny, I'm 187, 85 kilos. How much do you think most guys need to weigh to bench 315? It's a good question, dude. If you think about the percentages involved, so I'm 100 kilos, let's say, simple math, and I bench 150. So I'm 105, I can bench 155. So it's about your body weight and a half. So technically speaking, if you want to be an intermediate lifter, if you want to be a fair bit advanced, like years and years, like 10 years into training, let's say, at 85 kilos, you'll be maybe benching 120, 130, something like that. I'm guessing at your height and weight, you're pretty scrawny looking dude, right? You're taller than me and you're 20 kilos lighter. You need mass, dude. You need muscle mass. You need so many years of just lifting to fill out your frame. I don't know how old you are, but if you're really, really young, it takes time to build that men's body, like that bone density, those ligaments and the tendons. So I said to somebody the other day, I wish if I could go back to when I first started lifting, dude, I would spend the majority of time, the vast majority of time doing 20s and 30s. Actually lift weight. Lift some freaking weight, dude. Put some size on that frame, dude. You are never going to be anything impressive being as tall, scrawny dude. You have to fill out. At 187 kilos, 187 centimeters, you have to be above 100 kilos to be an imposing figure, to battle this stuff. So that's kind of how I see it. I might be wrong, but I'm sure there are people out there who are really skinny and who are really strong. But my thing is to them is, if they go bigger, they'll be stronger again. It's just, that's the truth. Like, you need more motor units to drive the freaking weight. There's only so much you can get out of a 2-cylinder engine. 6 litre is so much better, man. Get a 6 litre freaking LS in there, you know, or a Hellcat in there, or something. The potential just goes through the roof, you know. All right, let's get step number 3, man. Oh my God. You want to stretch before I lift, eh? That's always good after a night shift. Oh man. Lazy editor, since 700 you've been watching. That's amazing, dude. Thanks for being around for so long. Randy, inspired so many, including myself. Randy, there's been lots of people that have been inspired me along the journey, absolutely. Absolutely, man. From everywhere, not just this lifting community. Man. So many. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Djokovic, Jokic, Messi, Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Lewis Hamilton, you know, Max Verstappen, anyone that I've kind of seen along the journey do amazing things through sheer dedication. Gattuso, I love Gattuso, man, back in the day. The midfielder that would chase you down, rip your freaking head off if you took the ball off him. All these people I've resonated with because I've always been attracted to the mental side of life. These people that are successful have put in the hard yards. The hard yards are not easy to do. It is not easy to do that. All the greats have said it, man, basically. Jordan has said it, Kobe's said it, like all these guys have said it that I follow closely. the cream of the crop is separated by the way they see the world and life. How much discomfort can you tolerate? How much maintenance do you need? How much love and care and hugs and kisses from your mom do you need? You know, some of us, for whatever reason, we grow up and we have high maintenance. You know, we need tender loving care. And then there are people out there like Mike Tyson, who's just a freaking maniac. He could go into a hurt locker for 3-4 months at a time without seeing a woman in front of him. Do you understand that? Like, this talks about him not having intercourse with anybody for 5 years. That is unusual. This is a fully grown man, peak athletic performance. And he has just, like, what the hell is that, dude? How many people can do that? You know what I mean? So there are people out there who are just wired differently mentally, and I truly believe that is 90% of the journey. It's the mental stuff. For me, the inspiration I get like day to day is my work. I see a lot of pain and suffering, and people in much, worse circumstances than me. And so I've kind of seen that over the years, and I'm like, God damn, like, what am I talking about? I've got it bad? There's no discussion, and so I just get on with it, you know. So the inspiration is from everywhere, and I'm constantly kind of tuning away. And I get reminded every day about the work, like I said, so I can never be too far away from it. In fairness, thank you so much. Oh man, it's amazing that you put me in the same with those guys, Eric and Jeff. Those guys they've been staples in this community for many, many years, so it's really cool. Benny, appreciate it, man. OB, sorry to hear about the shoulder pain, dude. I haven't really dealt with that in my life, but my first go-to would be just to hang like a monkey. Be a monkey. Pulled onto the bar, just become a hanging beast. You know, pull-ups, obviously, all that. Pull-ups, chin-ups, all that stuff. But many things happen when you hang. Your lats get engaged, your traps get engaged. You decompress the joints. All these wonderful things happen. I think if you have a really strong back, your shoulders are going to sit better in that socket. And so I would try that for sure. Do I recommend top sets and back offs? That's what I did for many years, dude. Many years. And for the vast majority, I would say yes, I definitely recommend that. It's probably the best. But now I'm not so convinced. I've lost the trust with heavy weight. I don't know how much it offers you. I don't think there's a lot there, to be honest with you. That single that you do at 85, 90%, 95%, I don't know if there's any value in that, to be honest with you. Frequently. Do it once a fortnight, then once a month, whatever you want to do. I really think it's the reps, man. It's the volume, how much volume can you get under your belt. That's where the really good stuff is. I honestly believe that. And so top sets not so much, back off sets, like the actual sets, that's what the meat and potatoes is. Aaron, you haven't been watching recently. Oh dude, the whole year, this year, the high reps have stemmed from, man, winding back the clock now. Where do I start? How back do I go? December, I went on a crazy deadlift period, 20 kilo increase in the month of December, from 265 to 285. Incredible progress, felt strong as anything, was pulling like crazy. Then I had a deload around New Year's, and then came back out of that deload, and things went wrong. My left groin started killing me. I couldn't squat. I tried this, I tried that, like the usual stuff that Ivan does. Run around the bush like a madman trying to look for some silver bullet, nothing worked. Eventually I came around to the idea of just doing high reps, low weight. I can't tolerate any heavy weight. That's where it started. Started with 10s, then I went to 20s, then I went to 30s. And then I started changing. My appetite started getting better. My legs started filling out. I started feeling healthy, hips, groin, everything started feeling well. I started to feel strong. When I feel healthy, I feel strong. I did a big squat routine like a month ago, got to 170 for 5, surprised by the impact of that. No heavy lifting at all. A few days ago, I hit 200 kilos on the squat, 240 on the deadlift without doing any heavy lifting for months. I'm going to continue doing high reps because I honestly do not see the value anymore of doing heavy weight. The goal is to be strong at heavy weight, but I think 95%, if not even 99% of your training should be super lightweight. For me, 20s and 30s are fantastic. My muscles feel big, my legs are filled out, my erectors are filled out, my glutes are filled out, my adductors are filled out, my traps, my chest from all this benching. Speaking of benching, I'm going to get a set in. Everything's filled out like crazy, man. I feel amazing. High reps is where the shit is at, man. After all these years of following Bulgarian, it's really ironic that I've come to the opposite conclusion that it is not the heavyweight, it is the repetitions. For me, if you're taking some pills and some injections, that high reps, that high intensity, low volume stuff the Bulgarians did for high frequency might work. For me, it didn't work. I tried everything to make this work. I really thoroughly wanted it to work, but the shit just freaking, initially I didn't know, but it kept hurting me. The hip was just killing me. Back off the set, back off the weight, regress a little bit, recharge, make a push again, get hurt again, and back and forth. That's kind of why I did what I did. What do I tell you? That's why. All right, I think this will be number 4, 4 sets. The worst thing is bloody keeping count of all this shit. All right. That's sets of 4. I think that was 4 sets, wasn't it, boys? Oh, hey everyone. Joris, appreciate that, man. Aaron, you remember the other spike? Yeah, it was nuts, wasn't it? Yeah. Would you consider switching to deadlifts every day for the next 2,000 days? I would love that. I would love that, man. That's what I'm built for, to do. Pull some freaking heavy weight off the floor, hinge. I love that bench and deadlift is what I'm good at. What feels good, never hurts. But you think I'll do stuff that I'm good at, right? I'm twisted like that, man. That squat is so hard for me. I'm so not built for it, but it draws me back. I'm twisted, dude. I'm twisted. I get attracted by the difficult. And so I'll continue to do it. I don't know until when. I don't really know. But right now I just follow my gut feeling and it tells me that I need to continue doing this. So obviously don't hit heavy weights often because it hurts you. So do high reps and see where it takes me. Chucky, what's going on, man? What's going on? I know you're going to a night shift tonight. I saw you in the book. I know you've got a shift tonight. I was shift coordinator last night, man, and it was terrible. Terrible, man. Lots of code blacks, lots of trouble. I'm sure you're going to find out tonight when you go in. Hopefully some of those patients went to pick you. We had a terrible night, man. People were getting punched. A couple of security guards got hit to the face. I slipped with some blood. Very eventful, man. I don't know why we allow nursing staff to be punching bags, man. Security. These people get away with murder. And even if you put in police reports, no one gives a shit. Wanted to get my friends and I to big squat on hack. Hack squat, damn. That'll be interesting. Jakob, thank you, dude. I'm gonna continue out as long as I can, man. Josh, yeah, it's interesting about, dude, the bench press is, it's a lot of back, dude. The weirdest thing about all of this, it's a lot of freaking back. Who would have thought? For years I've benched that, I've done it wrong. My legs, glutes get pumped, my quads are already freaking pumped from doing this bench. My lower back is pumped. Everything works if you do bench properly, and I never believed it until a month or so ago, whenever I discovered leg drive. Unbelievable. Ah, Connor, good to hear, dude. Excellent to hear. Very, very beneficial for you to do even a little bit, do like a month or so of high reps. I guarantee you'll see change. Visible aesthetics, I'm doing a challenge, good to hear, dude. Vukašine, ciao, kako je, šta ima, man? Design stuff, Sivan, congratulations on getting to 2000, been watching since lockdown and you're aiming for the 500. And you were aiming for 500, you were inspiration for this natural lifting. Appreciate that, oh my goodness. The lockdown, my lord, that seems like a different lifetime now, isn't it? I can't believe we went through that whole period, man. That was nuts. What a real world we live in. Hadi says, high reps are king, maybe occasional heavy holds to activate the nervous system. I agree with the heavy reps is everything, man. That's the battle. If you want to practice the heavy weight, that's fine, but the nervous system doesn't take long to learn some of these things, especially if you're doing a lot of reps, you're practicing a lot. It's just the heavy weight, there's a specific type of brace that you need, and you need to hold that tension much harder, obviously, when you're lifting heavy weight. So I'm not saying never do heavy lifting. Occasionally practice your sport, but the bulk of it, dude, is heavy reps. That's my conclusion after all these years, man. And then Josh says, so Tom Platts did the big 3 lifts, 3 maximal sessions a month of heavy, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to gauge with these people that are doing, doing the PEDs. It's very hard to gauge of what to do. But for somebody natural like me that's been at it for a while and the gains have come really slow, I feel amazing when I do high reps. Every part of me, this, when you feel healthy, you feel strong. That's literally the biggest challenge for all of us that are into strength or bodybuilding. It's the challenge of feeling healthy. How do you continue to do this, keeping healthy? I think frequency needs to be very high. You don't want to be one of those guys that trains once a week. That's not enough. You need frequency, and you need high rep frequency. That's where I'm kind of at right now. Oh, Savas. Music to my ears, man. Enjoy the squat session. Samuel, congrats on still sharing interesting and positive thoughts after 2008. 7 nice day, everyone. Sam, you're a beast, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Noel D says, going heavy and high reps should be the ultimate goal. Oh, dude. If you can do heavy weight for high reps, you are officially a monster. Absolutely, I'd love to be there. And I thought I'd do 100k bench for as many reps as possible. I'm 5 by 5 with 5 minutes rest. Why the 5-minute rest? Why are you being so restrictive on 5-minute rest? Are you in a hurry to go somewhere? Do you not like training, or do you literally use that as a parameter in your training to kind of starve the muscle off the stuff that it needs? I don't know why people are so restricted on rest. Where did that idea come from? Don't you want to refill and then hit it as hard as you can again? Isn't that more beneficial? In my mind, that is more beneficial. Then, you know, why don't you just stop breathing for like a minute? That's really, really now hard because you have no oxygen. Would that make your muscle grow? Like, I'm confused by starvation of the nutrients in the muscle. Rest as much as possible, recover, and then give your best effort again. That to me makes no sense. Best thing I took away from your training methodology is always to find what works for you and not to general cookie cutter advice or copy someone else's simply because they are better. The lazy editor, that is spot on, man. That is spot on. There's been so many people that I've come across in my life, in any field, who are amazing and they're better than me for whatever reason, but they're not very understanding of why they're better than me. Like, they don't understand, they're just, let's call them genetically gifted. And it's very hard to learn from somebody like that because he doesn't really know how he got there. He just got there. And so I'd much rather talk to somebody, share ideas with somebody who has struggled for many years and now they're elite. Because that person has been through the freaking hard yards trying to work the shit out. That to me is very, very valuable. Somebody that's just, you know, like for instance, like Michael Jordan, like, you know, my idol growing up. Was he a good general manager? Probably not. Would he be a good coach? Probably not. The dude had a 50-inch vertical leap. He was an athletic marvel. You know, what is he going to tell me? Just rise up over your defender? I can't. Jordan, Mike, I can't fucking jump, dude. Like, I'm stuck on the ground. I can't jump. So how would Jordan play if he couldn't elevate over the defender? Okay, now we've opened up a whole freaking spectrum of ideas. How would Jordan get free if he can't jump or run out, you know, athletically, out-athletic his defender? Right? So what's he going to teach me? So it's interesting, right? Like, somebody that has a physical gift, it's very hard to learn from somebody like that. Now, if I have a 50-inch vertical leap and I go to Jordan and he's like, okay, let's talk, sick. We have plenty to learn. Because he's walked the path that I need to walk. So I would need to find somebody like, I don't know, like Steve Nash, somebody like that. He could shoot it, he could read the game, he could pass. Okay, similar height as me, still taller, whatever, you know, 6'3", whatever he was. But I can work with him, right? He didn't outrun anybody, outjump anybody. He outshot everybody and outthought everybody. That's worth my time. All right, now let me do another set. I think this is set number 5. I hope somebody's keeping track. I bloody lost count. I'm talking too much and I'm not thinking too much about this stuff. Number 5. That's 5 sets. Now, I reckon I'll be able to do a few more sets. Let's see. David, nice man. Pleasure to hear. Always a pleasure to hear people getting motivated by what I do. Now the breathing gets even harder. Aaron, I lost my voice as well. Aaron, yeah, end of year time is always mentally draining for me for whatever reason. I was kind of in review mode, thinking too long, too much. Always happens to me. Randy, I mean, if you can afford it, safety squat bar, it's fantastic, but if you can't, don't let that stop you, dude. You can use the normal barbell. I don't know how strong you are, where you at, man, but you can do high reps with bloody your body weight. High reps doesn't need any special equipment, dude. You can do it with anything. Safety squat bar is nice because it gives your shoulders a rest, the elbows a rest. And so if you're doing this sort of stuff here, you know, lots of benching, it's nice to have your hands out of the way and not, especially after all these bench sets here. For me to go back here now and try and, I'm all tight, man, like it's not a good feeling, and then the shoulder gets pulled, and so keeping my hands here when I'm squatting feels freaking great. I love the safety squat bar, you know. Basically all my sessions are now with safety squat bar because I've gone crazy with the bench, you know, and so let the shoulder and the elbow rest, the wrist rest, put your hands here, go through the squats, you know, feels freaking amazing that way. And whatever, I don't even know how much they are, man. I've got 2 safety squat bars. One was the one that I bought, and then Boss Bells of Steel sent me this one, much better piece of equipment. I really value them, but you know, don't let anybody tell you that you can't train a certain way because you have the equipment. You can most definitely do it, dude. Military press, I was always off it. To be honest with you, purely because I've had instances where I'll tell you exactly why I thought this. I don't know if you guys recall this name, Pavel Tsatsouline. Speaking about people that inspired me, he was one of the biggest inspirations. One of the biggest inspirations I've ever had. He's an author. He's the guy that brought kettlebells to America. Very well respected author in his field. I've read a stack of his books. He once said, if you want to press a lot, you have to press a lot, meaning do a lot. High frequency, high volume. So I was like, sick. Had a program there and I started, you know, doing overhead press all the time. Sub-maximal work, lots of frequency, lots of volume, all that stuff. Smashing it, so hard to put gains on that thing. I was just struggling so hard. I did it for like months on end, like 6 months or something like that. I was infatuated by the ideas that he was talking about, so I kept kind of going back and I kept trying, but I never really got there with overhead press. Okay. I let go of this idea that I went into like a heavy benching period. This is now going more than 5 years ago. This is before the squat every day, way before, like 7, 8 years ago. And so I started benching and I'm kind of, oh, that's right, I broke my freaking ankle. I couldn't stand on my feet, couldn't deadlift, couldn't squat, so I had to bench, right? And back then I hated the bench, but that's the only thing I can do. I started benching like madman 3 times a day. I've made a program, a video about that, what I ran there. 3 days, 3 times a day, doing it all the time. Minimum 1 session a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, lots and lots of benching. I went from, I think, 125 to 140 in the space of like a month and a half doing this. I was in a moon boot, a broken foot, couldn't do anything, and so time off work. At the time, we had my little one, my firstborn, my son, and so I was at home, you know, Mrs. was at home, we were just at home. 15 kilo increase in that period, and when I started walking again, I thought to myself, you know what can I overhead press now? Yeah, I hit a PR. People used to always say to me that your overhead press is going to translate to the bench and you're going to improve your bench. For me, it was the other way around. I improved the bench press, my overhead press went up. This is one of those things that people talk and tell you these wonderful things, and you're like, yeah, cool, that's cool, let me try that. Didn't work, and I thought I was an alien, whatever. But then I did something else, and I was like, no, okay, that's fantastic for you guys, but when I benched a lot, I could press a lot. So what's the point of pressing? What is the point of pressing? So in my interpretation from all of that is that if you go crazy with the bench press, your overhead press is going to go up as well. But if you go crazy with the overhead press, your bench is not going to go up. So that's kind of why I don't do military press. Long freaking answer, but that's the whole idea behind it all. Why I do what I do. Are deadlifts necessary for strong posterior chain? Well, deadlifts are the king of the posterior chain. Are they necessary? Well, that's like the peak of the pyramid. You can do RDLs, you can do stiff legs, you can do GHDs, you can do lots of different things, but the granddaddy of them all is the deadlift. I'm a big fan of the deadlift, man. Absolutely big fan. I saw your greasing the bench vid. Would you say 10 reps per set a few times a day could work to break plateaus? Would you say 10 reps per set? It's the wrong way to ask that question. It's not about the reps, it's about how close you are in proximity to failure. Any weight that you take, 10 reps, vastly different. If you do your 10 rep max for 10 reps, that is very bad to do 3 times a day, a few times a day. If your max is 20 and you're doing it 10 times, that's probably better. That's the grease in the groove. So in terms of how many reps, that's irrelevant. It's how close you are to proximity. Proximity, how proximal you are to the failure. So that's the key when it comes to greasing the groove and Pavel Tsutsum's ideas. It's not 10 reps or 20 reps or 50 reps or whatever. It's what is your max? Now do a third to 2/3 to that max. That's the idea that he proposed, and it worked for me. I improved my push-ups a fair bit, but then it stalled. I got a little bit. It was a lot of work, lots and lots of work, and I got tired of it really. Always getting sweaty at home, doing work like that. I kind of outgrew that idea. I'd rather have one once a session like this and be done with it. Kasana 8, thank you so much, man. Cheers to you, dude. Good to see you here. It's always a pleasure. All right, let's get number. Let me just drink of water. Now I'm feeling the chest really tighten up. Let's try and get number 6 here, eh? 6 sets of 20. Not a bad thing, huh? Alrighty. Can you guys see? I don't know, can you see? Ooh. Well, this is the record for me now. 6 sets of 20 with a handy. One sec. I'm gonna close the garage. Here in Crohn's are my favorite lifters. I know how you're focused on aesthetics and movement rather than weight and body aesthetics. I haven't really kept up with Clarence for a little while now. It's interesting to see that he's also moved away from heavyweight. Interesting. But I appreciate that, Lars. It's really cool to hear. Appreciate that, man. Marcos, amazing to hear. Thank you so much for that. David, yeah, man, I'm smashing sets of 20. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, everything feels good. I'm sticking in a lot of volume. And my body seems to be asking for more and more, so 6 sets here now, amazing. I'll try and get the 7th one. I'll probably have to let Rez in 10 minutes for that. But it'll be good to get a PR. The way I kind of think about these things is that if I can get a volume PR on some of these lifts, then I can, then I'll be able to hit a 1 rep max. So the way it's worked in the past is that, like, if I can get 7 sets of 20 or 30 or something like that, then I can usually, so maybe not tomorrow, but the next day, what I'll try to do is hit a rep PR. So this is what I do, like I try to go for volume PR first, 7 sets of 20. And so when I start to kind of get up in the sets, I'm like, okay, cool, I might be able to get a rep PR. So if I can get, 7 sets of 20 here, a couple of days time I come in and I try and get 1 set of 30 with 100. Ooh, if I can get that, dude, that opens up the confidence, the whole vision of the next weight. So my next increment in the bench is 160 kilos. I say to myself, if I can get 100 kilos to 30 reps, I'm ready for 160 for 1. So this is how I think about it. So that's kind of why I do this. And bench press has responded so well to this. I'm a bit bummed by the freaking squat. It's really pissed me off. We spoke about this at length in previous videos, but I don't know why this hasn't worked. It'd be awesome if you also worked on squat, but it hasn't. And some people mention frequency. Dude, I'm doing this every day. It's not the frequency. It must be that the squat is asking for something different, and I need to find that different. That's why I've introduced the deadlift. Deadlift, man, so much. My hammies are sore, glutes. Let me try run that and see if I can do what I did with bench with deadlift. Super lightweight, I'm not going high. Try and see if I can get that conditioning through my lower back, glutes, hamstrings. Can I get 70 kilo deadlift for like 750? It'll be interesting. 11 Rex says, going to go to 3,000 days. I'm not going for anything, dude. I don't really know how I got to 2,000. I'm just existing day by day, man. There's nothing else to it. I'm not aiming for anything. Hugh Gang, congratulations. Thank you, Hugh. We've had some amazing chats over the years, man. Appreciate you for stepping by. Full Metal Morning Vine, just wanted to say I've been watching you since 16. I admire your work and dedication so much that you inspired my way, training and taking interest to the health medical field. Full Metal, that is so cool to hear. That you're getting inspired in the gym and also out of it. That is an influence that I'm happy with. If I can push people in the right direction in life, I feel like I've done my bit, and that's really cool. Thank you for letting me know. Marine Coach, I'm going to be a corpsman in the Navy. Well done, dude. It's amazing to hear people doing well in life and chasing the right path, Cheers to you, man. I've got water in my hand here, but actually I could probably crack a beer for this shit. Actually, yeah, I might get a beer. Should I get a beer? I should have a beer. Maybe after this bench press, I'll try and get a beer. I've been here since roughly 400, 2000 is an insane milestone. Your consistency is borderline on psychotic. Skip every day, man. Appreciate that. It is psychotic to see 2000. I don't know how it's come around this week, to be honest with you, man. I'm just a guy in some garage in the world, freaking loving training. And that's all I've got going on here, man. Nothing special, just a guy that likes doing this shit. And there is absolutely nothing else to it. It's weird like that, man. You fall in love with something and you do it all the time. You're probably going to meet other people that like doing this stuff as well, and all of a sudden you form bonds. You form some really cool connections with people all across the world. That is the most beautiful thing about all of this. I was so close to not doing this YouTube channel. But something in me told me, I'm crazy about this. Let's share this with another person somewhere. And I uploaded a few videos, no one cared, and then a few more, and then one person cared, and we started talking a lot. He's doing the thing I'm doing the thing that he's doing. We're doing RDLs, we're doing deadlifts. This is way before squat every day. I'm like, this is sick, man. Like, blah, 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 how you going? Connected a bond with somebody that's on the other side of the globe, and then slowly grew into a community. And it's just amazing, man. Like, it's so cool. Victor, I appreciate you. Duncan, congrats. Thank you, Duncan. KK, appreciate it, man. I'm only behind. Don't slow down. Squatting right now. Lol. Nice. Procharged Mopa. Jason, thank you, Jason. Peter Nielsen, hey, Van. Since 800, can't really remember. I think the best thing I've learned from you is your constant debate with yourself. Do you ever feel like you overanalyze your training? Do I ever feel like it? Absolutely, Peter. I am all here for it. I analyze, I overanalyze, I overthink. But having said all of that, I have a lot of fun with it. I think deep down in my soul, I am a scientist, if you want to say, a crazy scientist. I love experimenting. I love putting these ideas to test. I love the community. I love hearing other people's experiments and other people's ideas. I love hearing about the gold era of powerlifting, bodybuilding, all that stuff. And then taking some of those ideas and testing them and really seeing, is that real or is it some bullshit? And so part of that comes with, a lot of analyzing and whatever, but I enjoy it. And probably not the most optimal for progress, but mentally it is the best for progress because you really learn what you're dealing with. You really learn what's going on. From Texas. Cheers, man. Nice to see you stop by. Jupanik, thank you, man. Petar Milošević, svaka čast, brate moj, na 2000 dana. Moje godište, inače gledam te tačno 1800 dana, samo napred, pa da snimiš još te gdje. Hvala ti puno, Pero. Hvala ti, brate. Gledaš puno dana već, stvarno, hvala ti na podršku. Svaka ti čast. Muke, hello Ivan, been with you for a while, since 2020. Wow, man. That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for all the support, dude. I mean, I can't believe I'm hearing some of these things and I'm like, you've been for 5 years? That's insane. COVID era and all that. Jetraz, čestitam, hvala ti, hvala. AID, bring on the 10 sets of 20. 100. Oh, man, let's do it, man. All right, next set is set 7. I just have to pace myself because when I start doing this, when I start to feel that sharp, pulling sensation, that's when I know I'm getting close. And I'm kind of getting close, to be honest. Yeah. Eventually, the muscle gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and you have to really kind of listen to that, otherwise Snap City is up on you. So let's see if I can get to 7. The other thing is really interesting is I should probably get a banana, eat something, if I'm going to get there. This is something that I discovered not too long ago about eating during a training session. It's insane, it's like a marathon. All right. Let's get another 7, eh? Let's turn into a freaking bench fest. Oh, it's getting tougher and tougher. 7 sets. That's definitely for computer. Greg, been watching you since 300-ish. How many time? It's crazy how time waits for no one. Before you know it's 2000, which is absolutely insane. Great to find another person with your passion. Greg. Yeah. That's really well put. Time really doesn't wait for anyone. Before you know it, you're an old man. You know, I've heard that many times from a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah, soon we all have grey hairs. Yeah. Absolutely. Just follow your heart, man. Follow your heart and enjoy the time you have on this earth, because the shit goes by real quick, man. As we saw, 2000 days, just like that. Skip every day. Bro, I forgot to say, when you mentioned gassing on 60k squared, you need to do some serious cardio. Without a doubt, I think cardio will definitely help me for this. But not cardio in the sense of cardio, like breathing cardio. I think you need muscular endurance more. I think that's the key. Muscular endurance, not, running endurance. Will that carry over? Probably. But muscular endurance is what you need. You need that muscle to be resilient to a low oxygen environment. Prevent the lactic acid from generating, because the moment you go into anaerobic metabolism, you start to really pile up the metabolites, and then you're really, really screwed. So you really need to fight off that anaerobic path. That's the real thing here. Mucha, congratulations on 2000 days, brother. Thank you. Preventing injuries, high reps and more frequency, dude. That's the key, Jackson. Joshua. Zach, what's up, man? What's up, Zach? Thank you, guys. Love from New Zealand, the ordinary. Oh, thank you. Visible aesthetics. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Sup, Punk? What's up, man? First time I've been calling on, but I'm here for it, man. Appreciate you, dude. Zach, appreciate you, dude. Have a good sleep. I've never really tested my girth, so I don't really know. Life as Christianic. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. You're not wrong, Josh, not wrong. Do you sometimes worry all this gym stuff is draining you and being a charismatic person? Haven't laughed once. I don't know if you've been watching, I've been laughing a lot. Actually, a lot of people call me smiling. I think I do a lot of laughing. But when you're working hard, you don't tend to smile. So when I train, I'm in discomfort, and it's all part of the mood, I guess. Dan Smith, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. Emilio, cheers. Josh, ever do deficits? My back likes them. I've done lots of deficits. It's really good stuff. Valuable cues for bracing properly in squats. Do you try to keep the soda can analogy under load and not have anti-pelvic tilt? Samus, man, what I try to do with bracing is I literally try and picture I'm going to get hit in the stomach on Mike Tyson. So whatever you think you need to do to survive a hit Mike Tyson, that. So, simple as that. You don't have to think about ribs up, ribs down, tilt your pelvis this way, that way. Don't worry about that. That's too much going on in your head to try and squat. Don't get the wind knocked out of you when Mike Tyson walks up and hits you. That's it. Because if you think too much, you get too out of hand, man. You can't think about 1,000 different cues. Morta, Grota, thank you so much, man. Are you still wearing the Vivo barefoots? Daniel, I recently stopped. Vivos are not for me during winter. Concrete, cold weather, I freeze, I cramp my feet. Summer, yeah. Winter, no. King Ash, thank you so much. Let's go 10K now, Street 750. Let's do it, man. I'm here for it. Connor, not right now. I've got the stationary bike there, but I'm not riding it at the moment. Yeah, let's have a beer. How about that? Let's do a beer, eh? Still divide by 7 for the volume. Pretty much. Like I look at the weekly volume and see what I'm doing. I think about that sometimes. Yeah, definitely. All right, should we try for 8? Another thing which I pay attention is, with the moment I start drinking too much water, I know that I'm nearing the end, because there's a fluid shift in my muscles probably, and I'm diluting my electrolytes. It's not good to drink too much water in workouts. You really dilute yourself. Oh man, I'm getting real tight. But let's try and get freaking, let's try and get the 8th set here. Boys, I'm really digging deep here. 8 sets is a lot for somebody that's never done more than 5. And my quads are now pumped as well. You know, unbelievable, man. All these years of doing bench run. Fuck me, man. Then I gotta do deadlifts as well and squats. Man, it's a long freaking workout. What do we mean? 87 minutes in. Hour and a half. We trained for 2 hours, man. Including the warm up. Oh. That's it, boys. No more bench. Spent. Thank you, guys. I've skipped a bunch of comments here to catch up with the latest. I'm sorry. If you're still here, just send me another text. Click the wrong button. Oh man. And now the real problem starts, which is the freaking deadlift. My shoulder, yeah, you know, when I first started, it was feeling funky with a wide grip, but I've since gotten used to it a fair bit. Obviously, you have to start slow, and I did. I did 60 kilos initially for a while, sets of 30. I even did a set of 50 with 60 kilos. So you can't do wide all of a sudden. It really screws you up. Michael Bull, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Jonas, thank you so much. In fairness, do you have any interest in trying exercises like ATG, split squats, Nordic curls, Jefferson curls? My man, I've done it all over the years. I really have. I've tried all these exercises at one point or another. I've done them all. Jefferson curls is the only one I don't agree with theoretically. I don't understand why somebody would want to do this. I've heard all of the reasoning, but theoretically I do not understand training that way. The form, collapsed spinal positioning. I understand our body's meant to move that way, but loading that, it's like saying the car is made to get hit from the side. Sure, but you'd rather hit a tree front on than side on. So I don't understand why you train your door panel where the crumple zone's in front of you. That's kind of how I think about it. I don't understand Jefferson curls, to be honest, man. Greg says, thoughts on Mike Mentz's style of training where you only do one big set per compound. He performed absolutely more extensive, so another set isn't impossible. Greg, I did this. Last year I did squats like this, all out AMRAP sets. It was very, very difficult, but it works. But it's a miserable existence, man. It is filled with anxiety. It's filled with, it's very, very tough to train that way without stimulants. Not every day I come in here, I want to go to war. I'm not ready to go to war every day, dude. It depends on your mentality, but it is very draining mentally and physically, obviously, to know that you're walking into a training session, coming into the garage, and you're gonna fucking cop it. It's tough. I did it for months, but it's tough. It eventually weighs you down. But yeah. DK says, yeah, I get clicking in my right shoulder. I've just had to slow down in bench press and working more on squats and low back. Listen, man, if there's anything you will get from me is it's all weight dependent. Fuck the weight, dude. Get that shit down to an empty bar. Get it to a weight, doesn't really matter what it is, dude. Get it to a weight where nothing freaking hurts. Put reps in that. Put reps in that shit. So you get clicking, let's say with 60 kilos, I don't know what you're doing. Too much. Go back. Go back to freaking 60 kilos, 40, 20 kilos, empty bar. Do that, when the clicking stops, then you continue from there. Wow, since 2021, Daniel. That is amazing, dude. Thank you so much for letting me know that. That's really cool to hear that you've been there for such a long time. That's a lot of years, dude. Thank you, Moo. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, I don't know how you say your name. Basur Logut. 2,000 days. I'm like, yeah. It's a lot of days, I know, dude. I appreciate you for giving me continued motivation, advice, tips. Thank you very much. Bluff, thank you for letting me know that. It's always nice to hear the feedback from people that appreciate it. It really is uplifting for me. It's really how it works, right? You get motivated by me, I get inspired by you and motivated by you, by your words. Goes both ways. Alright, fellas, now the real shit starts. Fucking hell, man. Never ending. But we love this shit, right? So I'm going to try and for 30 here. Oh, 30 reps on the deadlift. Reps on the deadlift. With a pump chest. No warm up, straight into it, man. 70. Oh. Boys. Whoever said lightweight is easy, I don't believe it. Richard, oh dude, you're a real OG. Thank you, Richard, man. Thank you so much. Liam, man, 1,000 definitely feels like it was yesterday. Time flies, man, it really does. Yeah, you can slow down reps as well. I'm not a big fan of slowing reps, but just make sure the load is where you need it to be. That's the key. Nico, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. 23 reps, Richard, with 320. Very nice. Sago, thank you, man. A lot of this stuff is cardio, you know, muscular endurance, which I haven't trained a lot over the years. So I need to get better at that, and I think this is working towards that. Nico, Curious Human, thank you, thank you. Wow. 340 for 30. Very impressive. Well done. Yeah, I saw that recently. The Plaids did a set of 50 with 4 or 5. What the hell, man? Glutes of steel. Glutes of absolute steel. I don't understand how that freaking works. That is a stupid amount of volume. Oh man, I've got to pump glutes, that's for sure. I'm spent. This is the thing, like the bench press finishes me, and then the high rep deadlifts and squats. It's a lot of work to get through. Oh. And then after you finish the breathing, you get the tingling sensation through your hands. Even your face starts to tingle from all the freaking, the CO2 leaving you, right? We often say to people that when they come to triage with panic attacks, they're like, I've got paresthesia, like I've got pins and needles through my hands and my feet and whatever, and it's because they're hyperventilating. Well, that's essentially what I do here as well. when you really overcompensate for that oxygen debt, you tend to obviously hyperventilate. That's kind of what's needed. But then you get that sensation. It's obviously mild and it's not nowhere near to what a panic attack would induce for those people. And so oftentimes we give them like a mask that they can rebreathe that CO2. So you're rebreathing the CO2 and then that sensation of that tingliness goes away. Basically, oxygen can poison you essentially, or the lack of carbon dioxide. Oh God. But I tell you what, like once you finish these high rep sessions, 7 sets plus of bench, rep a set of 30 reps on the deadlift. I'll do a 20 here with 60 kilos and say to squat bar, like you finish the thing in your shower, you're like, man, my body has worked out. Like you feel like you've trained. Like for so many years, dude, like I would, fuck man, like you do your singles and all this shit. I've done like, I remember doing 20 singles of squats one night. I remember like in the old address where I used to live in the old garage. Fuck dude, that thing takes like an hour and a half, like, and I'm pushing, I don't know how much it was, man, like 170 kilos, 160 kilos, whatever the hell I did back then. Lots of breaks, and you do that and you finish it and you kind of walk away from that, you're like, I'm tired, but I don't feel like my muscles have done anything. It's a weird sensation. TPville, front foot elevated split squats. I've tried that as well. I've tried all of those split squats, and I reckon the ones that are just, elevating the front or the back is the best for me. Do you still do Zercher squats? I haven't really done Zercher squats much, man. I thought you were only doing lives on TikTok. This is an exception. The TikTok, I did it for a little while, but I got turned off by the crowd. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but like it's an interesting crowd on TikTok, man. It's all, I hate to say this, man, but it's very immature. It's a lot of, I hate to say this, but thirsty men. It's just talking about crap. Like, I don't want to talk about that shit, man. Like the algorithm sends it out to everyone, and half of these people are just sending me flowers and freaking requesting all this weird shit. I don't know, I can't take that crap. Whereas on YouTube, every time I go, it's really, really cool, because it's like, we're talking about what I want to talk about live, real stuff, not being my boyfriend or some shit like this, man. I've got no time for that crap, man. Like, that's the thing that I don't like TikTok for. Initially, I was like, I don't want to do lives on YouTube because the freaking YouTube algorithm kills the channel every time I do this. Literally just destroys me, but I don't know, I still think it's a good celebration to do it on day 2000, because this is amazing. Like everyone here is really cool and I really enjoy your company. Oh, Boss 4666, here's a beer or coffee on me. I remember correctly, you don't drink alcohol. 2000 is such a huge number of stuff in a row. Let's see, 2190 and 2555, 6 and 7 years respectively. Wow, I love that you did the math. That is really cool, man. Thank you so much. I'll occasionally have a beer, man. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I'll occasionally have a beer, and I'll definitely have a beer. A beer is much appreciated, man. Thank you so much. Gaza Productions, thank you so much. 2000 came around quick, man. Booty God, thank you. I thought so about Bilbo method. I remember you tried it. Yeah, I tried Bilbo, man. I like it. Essentially, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm not doing it, step by step, but I'm doing high reps, and that's what he preaches as well. And we exchanged some messages back in the day on Instagram when I first did it, and he was very supportive, and he said, look, high reps work. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Definitely possible. So I'm like him. We must be aliens, the only one talking about this, but it's definitely worthwhile. All right, boys, let's try and get the squat now. Load up the weights. You're gonna be able to see me there? Hopefully. Oh, God, so much fatigue. Alright, just set of 20 here. Try and make it a good set of 20 here. Oh, I'm already leaning. Oh. Oh, goodness me. Oh. Oh. Oh man, feels good. Very tiring, but it feels good. You know. The reason I followed you so long is your willingness to get on some real topics and go deep with them. Also your curiosity and willingness to question, seek. You aren't the know-it-all, you are real. Richard, I appreciate that, man. I know you and I have had some really good chats over the years about all sorts of things. And I think you'll learn as long as you live. And you'll never get to a point where you know it all, that's for sure. Because you can't experience everything. People experience life all sorts of different ways, and I think it's worthwhile talking to everyone. Even the homeless bum on the street, right? He's got a perspective that you don't. And so I truly believe that. You know, I've met a lot of people through my work, homeless or not, drug addict or not. And deep down in their soul, there's always somebody that's they might not be presenting at the time when you need them friendly, but there's somebody down there that you can get some insight from. And I really treasure that. I really treasure people's perspective. And I think that's one of the things that I love about nursing is that if you're in a position, you know, when you're with a caregiver, you know, that bed rail and the bed, person in the bed, you really have an opportunity to learn something from somebody. And I've always said it, like, nursing is not just about wiping ass and picking up blood off the floor and suctioning vomit out of somebody's mouth. It's not about all that crap that people talk about. What I treasure most is the dialogues, the lessons. You know, you go home with some money in your pocket, you know, but also you go home with some lessons, you know, and I like those lessons because, you know, ultimately the real question, for me at least, is what the hell is life? What are we doing here? Well, what's the point of all of this? These are the real topics that I often battle with, and that really kind of draws me in. Because, you know, we're all running around, whether you're a CEO of a big company or you're just on the poverty line, doesn't really matter. We're all living a life. And we're all going to die. We're all going to stop living that life. So the destination is the same for everyone. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people get confused by that. You're in Wall Street and you drive a big Mercedes and you got a big 2-3 bedroom freaking villa, or whatever people do. You're no different to the guy that's got nothing, you know. And these are some of the things that I struggle with mentally processing. What the hell is the point of all this shit? And funny enough, the training that I do here helps me with my thoughts. Like, I don't know, it's weird, like when your body's like this, pumped quads, shoulders, back, everything's pumped. Your thoughts come to you easier, there's more clarity, and it's really, really weird. And I've said to my best friend, like, you would chill out with me here, and it's really weird, dude. Like, philosophy is easier when you're working out. Maybe it's the perfusion, the oxygen that you're sucking in, like there's more clarity in your mind because you're sucking in more air. I don't know. I don't really know, dude. But you know, I remember you, Richard, like, you know, you and I have talked about all sorts. I remember me making videos about some topics about, you know, drug addicts and addiction and whatever, my perspective, and you told me a perspective that I didn't really understand all that well, and I remembered for that. Straight away I'm like, Richard, this is interesting. You've lived life, you've seen some shit. You didn't just go to school and read books. You've been out there, you've done some shit. You've lived, you know, and there's a lot of people out there who are just reading books, watching documentaries, and they're experts. But you haven't lived, they haven't lived. And so I get attracted to people that have actually done shit, you know. It's weird, bad or not. There's people out there who have done stuff, and to me, I get access to people like this, like through this community, and also get access to people through my work. And I treasure that, I really, really do. And I've had some wild conversations, dude. Like, I remember this one guy, dude, he came in as a heroin overdose. And heroin overdoses, for those of you that have never seen drug overdoses or whatever, you don't work in the industry or you don't have any exposure personally, dude, heroin addicts are some of the nicest people around. Complete opposites to, you know, meth addicts. Meth addict is a freaking full room of security and we want to fucking punch on. The guy comes out like a demon. Wakes up, fucking wants to knock people's head off, and we're fucking ducking, shit flying across the room, wrestling the guy to the floor. It's fucking mayhem. Like last night, you know, I almost had my head taken off by some guy, right? He just wants to fucking fight. It's like, dude, I'm a nurse, dude. Why are you fucking wanting to knock me out? Heroin addicts are interesting because, like, they come in this stupor, you know, they come into this, obviously they're down, right? So they're like barely breathing, that's why they're here, right? And so we sometimes give them a bit of naloxone to try and, you know, prevent them from dying from not breathing. For those of you that don't know, heroin is it's an opiate, right? So it suppresses the respiratory drive. And so the way these people die is they take too much and they stop breathing. Just imagine stop breathing, you die, right? And you know, heroin dealers, stronger, weaker doses, like all this sort of stuff. And this is why people overdose and they die. So some of these people that come out, you know, and a lot of them are pissed off that we just ruined their hit. But if you do a ride, they come out slowly and they're like, oh shit, I must have overdone it. And then you have a chat with some of these people and fuck man, like some of these people have had it rough. We're talking about childhood trauma, we're talking about like some crazy stuff, like people's siblings dying and then derailing, getting on alcohol and trauma. And a lot of these people are running away from trauma. And I remember as a young nurse, I look at these people like, you fucking piece of shit, you're a waste of space. Why are you wasting our resources? And there's an old person down here, like, you're taking my time. Dude, these people, man, these people are broken people, man. They're broken, and the reason why they take these drugs is to run away from reality. They try to run away from the shit that they have to think about. Just imagine your life. It's a piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your life is a hole, black hole. It sucks. And so some of these people, they want respite, you know, and a hit of, you know, heroin or meth or whatever they choose is that respite. They get away from that. And I understand them a little bit better now. And, you know, speaking to guys like you, Rich, you know, it helps me. Cosmic Sunbirds, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Enigmatic, thank you. Thank you, Rich. It's a pleasure to have you around, man. It really is. It really is. Thank you, Rich. Like I said, man, you know, I've always felt like I've been fortunate in life, and you know, it's. I remember when YouTube got really crazy, and I remember 1 month I made 10K. This is like back in COVID era. $10,000 from YouTube in 1 month. For fucking what? Like, I remember speaking to my family, I'm like, YouTube sent me 10 grand in 1 month. That's the peak I've ever had. Now I'm fucking lucky to make $1,000 a month. And, you know, I still do 50-hour weeks or whatever, 30-hour weeks into this thing, which is besides the point. But like, I just want to say that once upon a time I got a 10K paycheck. And I thought to myself, fuck man, I am so fortunate, dude. What the hell did I do to deserve 10K? When I go to do nursing, and I do 50-hour weeks of nursing, I feel like I've earned that money. Like, I've literally been there for many hours, and I've done work that I don't necessarily want to do. Some crazy stuff has happened. I've been exposed to COVID, I'm exposed to all these infectious diseases. That guy wants to take my head off. All sorts of people that you don't really want to associate with. And so I feel like I earned my money there. Like, I've earned that money. But with YouTube, I was like, I just lift weights, and I talk about my weights, and I talk about what it's like to live. And people are resonating with them. We're chilling like this, we're chilling out. And YouTube sent me 10K 1 month, man. That was like a huge peak, and then it's obviously dropped off after that. It was like a one. That's when I had that 1 million hit view video. Fucking 10K. And I just remember like feeling overwhelmingly, like feeling of the fuck, dude. Like, I don't deserve this shit. And straight away, my mind, this is like, we're talking about 10K. This is not life-changing money, dude. Like, this is, I can't live off of that per month. Like, mortgage, cars, fucking school, all this shit. You can't live off 10K. But I remember getting that 10K, thinking to myself, nah, man, that's not right. I have to give back. I have to give back. Somehow I have to give back. I need to do more for these people. Straight away. And then I think to myself, there are people making millions. Like, I know people, you know, around Adelaide here who make millions. And they don't do jack shit. And I'm like, dude, I was overwhelmed with 10K. There's people making millions and they do fuck all. And there's people who are investing millions, billions into wars to get more billions. And I'm like, the world is a dark piece of shit. I don't know what's wrong with me. I get so much satisfaction from a piece of fucking iron on the ground. I get so much satisfaction from an inanimate object. I'm so happy benching. I'm so happy deadlifting and squatting. I spend so much of my time doing this, man. So much of my time I spend doing this. I get fuck all in return, basically. If I did these hours in nursing, I would make, not 10K, I would make so much more money. 10K is nothing, it's minimum wage, right? And there's people out there who are making millions and they still want to make more, and I make fuck all money. I make nothing and I'm happy. And these things, I always think to myself, like, people are missing the point. Like, there's something people are getting shit wrong. If happiness is what you're after, then you're going down the wrong path, man. Like, screwing people over for your millions is not going to get you there. It's not going to fucking get you there. And like, you know, I've seen, dude, I work with doctors that make millions as well. Dudes that have given like 20, 30, 40 year careers. They've done PhDs, they've done papers, they've done collaborated, they've gone to Boston, they've gone to like, you know, all these freaking big hospitals. They've done so much, written papers, collaborated. And, you know, they do these angiograms and they do these, you know, cardiac surgeries, like, you know, cardiac bypasses and all this stuff. They legit earn their way there. And I look at him and like, he's walking in. That guy doesn't look all that happier than me. In fact, I reckon I'm happier than him. I've got a smile on me, I'm joking around with people. I can't fucking wait to go home and squat. I can't fucking wait to go home and squat. But that dude came in with a freaking souped up car. He's got an Aston Martin. I've got my shitty freaking Evo that I bought for 8 or 9K freaking 8 years ago. He's going to Burnside, right? You know, a very, very expensive area in Adelaide. I'm going to my house, you know, very old house, everything's broken down, things are working, it's fine, everything's functioning, but it's an old house, right? Everything needs to be repaired, right? And I feel like I'm happy. And that dude, he's all stressed, running around. He's one of these guys in Adelaide here, the cardiologist. Like, he actually's got like a pilot's license, and he flies out to country areas. He's a beast. Like, he literally helps everyone. He's got so much stuff going on, but like, I look at him, I'm like, he doesn't seem happier to me. Like, he doesn't radiate this happiness. Yet he's got all these riches and this power and prestige and all that. I don't have that. And I don't think I want that. Like, I literally want to go home and squat. How fucked up is that? What's wrong with me? Why am I not driven by money and all this shit? I'm telling you honestly, when I got 10K, I was like, oh, that's wrong. Something's fucking wrong with this shit. Like, I don't want this to turn into this sort of crap. Like, it just felt weird. Mom, like, the second thought was like, oh, this is really cool. Could I make a living out of this? And I'm like, living for what? Like, what am I doing? Morally speaking, nursing is a thing that is needed, and I feel like I'm making differences in people's lives. With this thing, I struggle, dude. Like, I really struggle to make sense of this shit because I don't understand. And you know, my mate George, he's a smart fellow, dude. Like, he's an academic. He's much smarter than me when it comes to all this shit. Like, you know, you guys say I do philosophy. He thinks a lot. You know, he knows some stuff. And another mate of ours, like, he's recently moved away. The three of us, we call it couching sessions. We couch it up, we talk about this shit all the time. And I sometimes, like, I struggle with thinking some of this shit through because it's like, it doesn't make sense to me, you know. You know, there's other cases that I know people who have made millions, and they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, that doctor, I feel like he needs to get more money. He literally saved that guy's life. He opened his whole chest up, rewired the freaking vessels, and he only made 15, 20, 30K for that procedure. But there is a guy in Adelaide who, he owns skid bins, he owns rubbish bins, he collects rubbish, and he's a multi-millionaire. Hat off to him, he's worked so hard. But what's more important, the guy that's opening chests or the guy that's taking rubbish away from your house? I don't know, dude. I struggle with some of these ideas sometimes. Yeah. And this is why, like, you know, I come in here, like, my best mate calls this my church, my place of worship. I come in here, I squat, and I think about some of these heavy issues. And I don't really get anywhere. Like, I sit here and I ponder, I do my sets, I breathe hard, and then in between I'm like, what are we doing, man? I'm happy, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very happy. But I look at other people and I'm like, everyone's so chasing this shit. Why am I so happy with nothing? Just an empty barbell, dude. I'm so freaking happy, man. It's weird to me. I've lost you guys. Lou, thank you. Thank you. Richard, you're a beast, man. Thank you so much. Curious Human, how does lives kill the channel? So from what I understand, every time you click a video from any creator, there's two very key things that happen to determine whether the video is successful or not. The first thing is, it's called the click-through rate. How many people see the thumbnail of the video versus how many people see it and click it. So if you have, let's say, 10% of people click on the video, that is very good. If you have 50%, that is amazing. So that's the first thing that dictates if the algorithm is going to push it. The second thing is watch through time. This video right now is 2 hours. No one is watching it for 2 hours. Most people are going to be watching it for like 2-3 minutes or whatever, 5 minutes. And so the percentage of 5 minutes on 2 hours is very bad. And so when that thing goes into the ether of the algorithm is like, oh, people really don't like this. Boo, 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 boo. And so you string a bunch of these lives together, all of a sudden the channel, the computers think, the AI thinks is doing really poorly, let's suppress it. Let's shadow ban it, and this is how people lose following, recognition, blah, 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 blah. It's basically opposite to shorts. Shorts is like short, people's attention spans, blah, 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 and people kind of take off from that. This is how algorithm works, and this is why you get punished with lives. The only way lives make sense is if people support you through their own ways on lives. So like, you know, a number of people have sent me gifts on today's live. That's the only way people that are on lives make a living out of it. Not that I make a living out of YouTube, it's not that thing for me, but so you see some of these big streamers, they make money not so much from the algorithm, it's from the people supporting within, if that makes sense. That's kind of how all this stuff works. Fit at 60, in many ways training is the respite, it may be healthy, but it's not a solution in major societal issues. Yeah, it's a respite. I agree with that. Congrats Ivan, so 98, I've been watching you since about 600, you're all the way at 2000. Amazing, and like this is the thing, I recognize all of you guys, like I feel like I know you guys, it's weird. Sunny Storm, thank you dude, appreciate it, the amount of watching your journey that affected my own training journey. The most was around 700s when you were in the phase of super heavy RDLs and cascaded into me eventually focusing on. That's really cool, Greg. Yeah man, I remember that period. RDLs, man, and now I'm doing basically similar stuff, although not very heavy. You know, you go around the block a few times to understand what's really making an impact, what isn't. If you ever decide to stop squatting daily, I hope you still stay here occasionally putting out your words of wisdom. Your genuine voice makes the internet a bit better. Sam, that's a nice thing to say to me, man. Thank you. You know, a lot of people probably feel the same way, but they're afraid to speak their mind for whatever reason. I think a lot of us have similar thoughts, but maybe I'm crazy enough to put myself out there and say some stuff that might be completely wrong. I don't know. But the fact that you resonate with some of the stuff, probably you feel the same way. It's funny how all this stuff works, isn't it? But yeah, I appreciate it, man. I think there's a lot of us here feeling a similar way. 25% tax is dark. You're a real philosopher, man. Thank you, Leo, man. Thank you. If the richest of the world saw it from your perspective, poverty wouldn't exist. I think that's what you have. You think of others, and the world is just not there yet. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, we really are not there yet. I just don't understand how much shit you need, man. In fact, I don't know if you guys agree with me here, but I reckon the less shit you own, the happier you are. Now, how ironic is that? There's a house not too far away from me here. A guy that I know, I don't really know him, but I know a guy that knows him. He's recently bought a block of land here not far away from us for like $2.5 million or something like that. Very large block of land. Very, very large block of land. And everyone thought this is a developer, he's going to knock all these houses down and build a whole stack of small coffins, as we call small houses, and he's going to make a shit ton of money. Turns out that he's not doing that. Turns out that he's dug a freaking humongous crater into this land, and he's going to build a huge house. And this house is going to have, get this, a 16-car garage. Was it a 12-car garage? Something stupid, something insane. 12-car garage for a guy. Now, I just said to you that I believe that the less shit you own, the happier you will be. And here is a guy that's building a, let's say, 12-car garage home. And in there, he's going to have, apparently he's got Lambos, he's got Ferraris, he's got all this stuff. Yeah. So what's happening here? Am I getting it wrong, or is he getting it wrong? Who's getting it wrong? Am I wrong for saying that the less stuff you have, the happier you are? Or is he going to laugh at me for driving past my house and seeing my beat down Evo that's 25 years old? I drive a 25-year-old car and I don't have that wealth. He has a 12-car garage with all these Lambos and stuff. And I'm not saying that he's doing, or whatever, like, maybe he's really happy. Maybe he's even happier than me. But I feel the less stuff I have, the happier I am. I don't know. It's interesting stuff. And, you know, like I said to you, man, I think about these types of things. And so, like, if I'm sitting here and I'm, like, trying to really formulate, I really, really want to push forward and do better in career and make a lot of money. And I stumble across this and I'm like, well, why? Why am I doing this? What's the reason for me doing this shit? To get more money, to get less happy. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? If you're to get more money and then make something that makes a lot of people happy, so you're not just consuming that money, you are literally giving it back to the community and now making 10 people happy. That in turn makes you happy, because this is the key. Giving makes you happy. Giving is very rewarding. So if you're a really wealthy man and you're giving back, you're probably going to feel happier. Maybe I'm wrong. Fit at 60, yeah, capitalism. I remember you talking about this Fit at 60. I remember some of the posts you made. I mean, capitalism is doomed. I'm sure it's going to end eventually. It can't continue like this forever. Cosmic sound waves, yeah, dude. I love it, man. Like, I'm just happy. Yeah, that's right. I just want to eat food and lift weights. It's so simple, man. I love it. That shit makes me so happy, man. Any more merch like that? So the basketball jerseys, I've sold about half of them, and I've got a half of them left. I've broken even on them. I don't advertise them anymore. Like, I'm not built for business, dude. It was really, really cool, but I'm not a businessman, and I feel weird and awkward advertising the jerseys. I've got, like, what do I have? I've got about 100 left. It would be really good if I could sell them all so I can get rid of the stuff. If I made money from it, I'll probably do something else with it, but I don't advertise it. Like, I've sold one last week, and then before that I didn't sell a single jersey for 3, 4, 5 months, something like that. The jerseys have completely stopped, probably because I'm not advertising it, probably because people don't care anymore. And then once I broke even, I was like, well, whatever. People know it exists. Maybe they don't, I don't know. And so, at least I didn't make a loss. That's kind of what I'm happy about the most. Josh, what's going on? Welcome back. Yeah, Josh. I mean, today's stream was really, really cool. You know, big occasion, very, very important occasion. 2000. You know, I've been here more than 2 hours now, and it's been really cool. I've had a really nice experience. You know, when I went on TikTok to do lives, that was terrible. Like I said, it was very, very terrible. The people there They don't know anything about me. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm about. They don't even lift. They're there to find a boyfriend, and all of them are men, and which is whatever. That's fine. All of you guys are probably men as well, but we're not talking about dating. We're not talking about how big we are below our belt. Like, it's just a completely different crowd. And I stuck with it for a little bit, thinking it's going to change. It's not. It's always the same. This stream, it's all us boys. We're chilling. We're talking about we're all wired the same. This is cool. Like, I'm really, really happy with this. It's probably going to kill the channel again. Whatever. That's fine. I'm not too caught up about it. But I thought giving a shot at TikTok might solve that issue, but it didn't really. It's a completely different set of people. Yeah, if you don't have any money, then I guess it's important. Yeah, funny happens, the small things is the key, I think. Curious human, you're spot on. Yeah, spot on. It's the small things. It really is. I have to skip a bunch as well. I feel like I miss a lot of the current thoughts. Joseph Maudry, I got Oblivion, man. I got Oblivion. I don't know how many hours I'm in. 10 hours in, 15 hours in, or something like that. I got it when it came out. I haven't really played it all too much, but I love it, dude. The graphics is amazing. The character creation is really cool. You know, me and my kids, we sit there. My 18-month-old sits in my lap, and he really likes, because it's a cartoonish thing, right? So I, use my character to run around. He puts him to sleep, so it's really cool. I might play it later on tonight. Yeah, why not? Thank you, So Simple. Kyle, listening to your videos at 3:30 a.m. with 2-day-old baby. Skin to skin on my chest. Appreciate you as a dad and a role model, man. Oh my goodness. 2-day-old baby. Dude, Kyle, congratulations, man. That is what life is about. Congratulations. I remember those moments. That's a beautiful thing, man. Congratulations. You must be in absolute heaven right now. Skin to skin. That's amazing. As you know, I've got 3 kids. The happiest moments of my life, easily. So much so that my partner and I, we often go through the videos together, and we put it on TV, like through our phone, and we reminisce the little stages when we first got home, and yeah, really, really cool. Congrats again, dude. Enjoy it. Absolutely enjoy it. Greg, appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support and the love. Appreciate that. Congratulations. 2000, Brendan, thank you. What have you learned throughout this period of time in terms of your mindset? Oh man, in terms of the mindset, I think the hardest thing for people is just to rock up. The first step is the hardest step. Even on the hardest days that I've had, sick or not sick, or cold or hot or whatever, just grab the bar and do it for a single rep. Tell yourself that, everything else will follow. That's probably the biggest thing. You have to tell yourself stories to kind of trick yourself into action, but take action. You kiss my mum. Appreciate you, man. Let's try not to 2,000 more. Although I'll go day by day, so who knows? Who knows what happens? You subbed on day 185 and saw my old account. Wow, that is amazing. Right from the beginning. KAG, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Ray, I'm watching with a 2-month-old. Ray, you got a 2-month-old. Man, you got some young dads in here. Congratulations, Ray. You must be, soaking up the little hugs as well. Amazing. Congrats, man. Sam, that's for sure. There's drive amongst us men, for sure. Vlada, hvala ti, pozdrav. 4-year-old and a 2-month-old. There you go. I've got a 8, 6, and 1-year-old, basically, roughly. Mario, thank you so much from Taiwan. Appreciate that, man. Guys, we're at over 2 hours now. I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten since the night shift. I need a shower, I need to eat. It's 5 o'clock here. I just want to thank everyone, not just for chilling here today, but also for sticking it out and following the journey and supporting along the way. Like, it really means a lot to me. It really means a lot. I frankly can't believe that, you know, there's so many people along the journey. Destitute. Thank you for sticking around, dude. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna try and do some more lives, and I guess we'll go from there. But I made this as my thumbnail. Where is it? I made this a thumbnail. There it is. 2000. It's unbelievable. If there's one final thought that I want to end this with, is that no matter what you want to do in life, the first step is the hardest. Take the first step and everything else will follow. And every single day, I know we joke around, let's aim for 10,000 days. All I think about is tomorrow. I look forward to tomorrow's workout. I want to bench again. And that's all I think about. I don't think about weeks, months, nah. I think about what I can do tomorrow, how I can improve from today, and that's it. And everything else falls into place. That's all it needs to be. You don't have to worry about too many other things. Another thing which I'll kind of use to end this stream, hopefully I get this right. Depression is when you worry about the past. Anxiety is when you worry about the future. Be in the present. Be in the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. That's depression. That's anxiety. Stay in the moment. Live in the moment. Cherish the moment. Tomorrow's not promised. And so that's kind of how I try to live. And 2,000 days will come by. Life goes. And there's no point stressing about it. There's little you can do about tomorrow. Just focus on right now. And I feel like the more you do that, the happier you will be as an individual. So I'll end it on that. All of you guys here are legends. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love and support. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Now, how do I end this? Cheers, guys. Peace out. Much love, guys. Much love. I found the button. I'm going to end now. See you guys. See you next time.